Faisal Talpur here once again. Hope thus far you have been enjoying the videos. I'm trying to make them very relevant to the season. I'm trying to make it very relevant to the fact that we are still at the beginning of the year. I'm trying to make it very relevant to the fact that a lot of people who are trying to get into business, what's the best way for them to perhaps enter and do things what they are meant to be doing. So I'm going to talk about something which is extremely essential in business, and that is communication, right? I'll tell you a little story, and that is about 10 days ago, I received an email from the Mayor of London, and the subject line of the email says freezing. So obviously I received an email coming from the Mayor of London's office, and the subject line literally is freezing. By the way, this is not a personal email directed to me. The Mayor of London's office was broadcasting that email to everybody on the list, I'm sure, and I'm also on the list. Anyway, so I received this email and I opened this email, and what that email is talking about is how the weather forecast is looking like for the next 10 days in London, and how vulnerable some of the people are who are homeless, who do not have perhaps food to eat, shelter, they don't have warm blankets and stuff like that. So on one side, the email talked about, what the plan is to rescue some of these people. And on the other side, it was also asking for donations. The point is this: it's all about how you are communicating with your community, right? So whatever is happening within closed doors, within the office, within the building, within a business, how is that message going out to the relevant people who it matters the most, right? Who it will actually perhaps can help and affect their lives in any way, shape, or form. When you put that into the context of business, it is extremely important for people who are your audience to understand exactly who you are, what you do, and how you can benefit them, right? And the more you understand your audience, the more you will be able to go out and help them, right? If you yourself are confused as a company or as a business, your bank account will also remain confused. And let me explain what I mean by that, right? Clear communication in business for people who understand what they want, for them to see a message. Now that could be a message on Facebook, perhaps, a video like this, or it could be a billboard, it could be a TV advert, it could be a radio advert, it could be a magazine advert, it could be anything really. As long as that message is clearly communicating what the company is and exactly how that company can help that particular community or that target audience, right? You are going to get people come back to you and ask you for a sale or for your help, okay? And let me tell you why it is extremely important to have a very deep understanding of who you are dealing with. Because if you understand and intimately know who your audience is, right, you will be able to empathize with them. You will be able to understand their worries. You will be able to understand their woes. You will be able to understand, what keeps them awake at night. You will be able to understand their predicament. You will be able to understand, all the hassles and the problems and all the effect, all the things that affect them, right? If you understand them and if you understand their problems, then the best way for you to then do the second step is to offer them the solution to that problem, right? Now, this solution to the problem, of course, should be something which in some way, shape, or form offers them a relief, or it offers them some kind of growth, or it offers them a state change, right? So whenever we are buying something from somebody, we are looking for some sort of an improvement or betterment, or something that is going to make us better, or improved, or help us grow. So our position A, where we were yesterday, right, has got to, our position B has got to be better than our position A. Okay. So if you are putting a clear message out to your audience, the best thing that it starts to do is that it starts to build the bond. It starts to build that connect. Now, building a bond, right, leads to trust. Building the connect leads to trust. Trust leads to relationships. Relationships leads to business. Okay. And if you get this very basic fundamental right, whereby you identify and you understand who you are trying to target, who your audience is, right, and you empathize with them, you understand exactly what are their worries, and you communicate it well. This is the best way to explain it, and I'm going to explain it from the point of view of how I have spent the last 13 years of my life in business. When I was in property, everybody knew that I am a property man. I absolutely made sure that my community knows exactly who I am and what I do and how I can help them. Soon after, I decided to go into technology, right? When I went into technology, again, the relevant community, not necessarily the same community or the same audience who were dealing in property, because it's two different kind of people now I was targeting. I was in the property business, then I got into technology business. When I got into technology business, of course, people who are in the property business had nothing to do with technology. So I had to rebuild a new business from scratch. I had to build it from, ground up. But when I was building that to that community, I was a technology man. Okay. Then I decided to open up a media and marketing company. Again, it was a different audience altogether, right? So when I went to the third audience, or for my third business, right, again, there wasn't too much I could take away from my property audience, or I could take away too much from my technology audience, right? Although there are good, how do I put this, overlaps between technology and media and marketing, because some people who are in technology may need some media and marketing services, but that's not always the case. So I had to rebuild my image for the third time for that audience, to say to them that I am a media and marketing man. Okay. Now, people who know me and have been, friends of mine, and have been following me for a long time, they now have got, you know, 3 or 4 or 5 descriptions of me. And again, that is very intentional. Okay. So people who are in a specific industry, they know I do, for example, property or technology or media and marketing or something else. And then people who know me slightly more intimately and know my other businesses, they know that these are the 3, 4, 5, 7 things that I do. Right. Um, Coming back to the point, it is extremely important what you are putting out to the people, exactly what your approach is, how you are approaching them, what is the message you are giving out to them, and most importantly, how many of those people actually acknowledge and register the message and realize that, yes, this is something that we would like to have in our life and we can benefit from this. Those are the small target market segment that you're trying to target. Those are the people who are going to come back to you and say, yes, I feel I can do business with you. Okay. But it has to start from yourself. If you don't get clarity in what you are trying, who you're trying to reach out to, if you don't get clarity in exactly what you're trying to promote, if you don't get clarity, and you see, one of the most important takeaway here is that the communication has to make sense to the end user, right? I'll just give you a very small example, which literally happened to me 10 minutes ago. I was trying to decide what should be the message or what should be the title of this video. I came up with 5 variations, okay? 3 of those variations were complex enough for people who would be watching it, for them not to understand exactly what this video is all about, right? So I had to absolutely make sure that the title is so simple, so straightforward that, for within a fraction of a second, somebody who just looks at it and, turns away still understands exactly what the video was all about, or maybe about, right? So when you are trying to reach your audience, you have to speak their language, not your language. You will be surprised to know how many businesses get that wrong, okay? The CEO or the marketing teams and perhaps, everybody in the company, they are stuck in their language. This is their first language. This is what they're experts at. Mind you, the people who they're trying to provide the service to, they are not the expert at what they're trying to get help with. All they know, sometimes they even don't know, but all they may know is that this is what I need in terms of help. So, and this is the solution, perhaps, is what I'm looking for. If you do not put that solution in a way that is understandable by them, or they do not understand exactly what the solution is going to do for them, you will never be able to sell. Okay, this is one of the biggest problem companies face, because they are speaking their language. So it's almost like you're speaking English and their language is Chinese, or vice versa. There's a big conversation gap here, right? And if these two people are not talking, right, then obviously you are never going to be able to get any sales out of it, right? I hope I have been able to get my message across. So the very basic, again, the title of this video is "Clear Communication Means Super Performance in Business," right? Literally, you do not have to do too much, as long as you have worked on your marketing message, as long as you have worked on your target audience, as long as you are going out there every single day, right, and helping people to understand exactly what you do and how you can help them, right, in the language that they understand. Important point, okay? Not you understand, right? And again, if you think it is difficult for you to communicate with these people because you don't know exactly how easy or how soft and simple you can do for them, or you can make your language, you should do some market research, right? You should go out to your audience. You should identify, you should get your messaging checked, right, with these people. I literally did a survey with one of my potential clients this afternoon, right? Because I wasn't sure about something and I had to get her to help me with it. The call took about half an hour or so, but I got that done because I wasn't sure exactly, her being one of my audience, whether she's going to be able to understand exactly what I'm trying to put out in the marketplace, right? So hope this has made some sense. Once again, guys, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it clear, and there is no reason why you should not have people coming to you asking you to do business with them, okay? Once again, please, if you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, okay? You're more than welcome to comment at the bottom of this video, right? And also feel free to share. Sharing is caring, as they say. And also make sure, if you have any topics that you have in mind, you're stuck with something, please feel free to share that with me. I will be more than happy to help you through these videos and communicate clearly if I possibly can. Once again, Faisal Talpur, thank you very much. Adios.